and this is the Santa Barbara Teen Sports Radio Show. I'm your host, Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. Please tune in
every single Tuesday,
9 a.m. right after the news at KZSB AM 1290. Well, we were talking, and we need to continue this. Namita, we've got to talk more. Let's talk wheat right now. All right.
Yeah, tell me what you read on Facebook, Erica, about wheat that you were just sharing with us.
It causes schizophrenia. And then one of my friends messaged me. She says, I think you have schizophrenia. Okay? And I think that was kind of me. And I was upset about that. And then somebody said something to me, and I said, do I have schizophrenia? Because, somebody was talking to me. And then I go, well, maybe I do have schizophrenia. I wasn't sure.
It does make sense.
Yeah, yes. Stop it.
Yes,
Be nice to me. Yeah, exactly.
So, the topic of wheat has been talked about a lot recently in the last 10 years. How we notice how people have started to become more and more allergic to wheat products. The reason for this is because our wheat has been tinkered with genetically. So when it's broken down, our body doesn't understand it and has secondary reactions. That's my understanding. I'm not a doctor, but this is the research that I have done. And you, Brian, feel free to share if I...
Yeah, exactly. That's well said. Any food that you take in large amounts that's poor quality, that the body has trouble dealing with, eventually the body is going to put up a marker, red flag, basically, and it'll show up in any type of symptom. But it's just the body's way of letting us know that whatever you're consuming it's not so happy. So when you take a product like wheat that's been produced since the early part of the century and has been mass produced and consumed in just about every one of our products in pretty poor quality, and then you consume a lot of that over a lifetime, eventually the body's going to raise its red flags and be like, no. And then that gets passed on to our kids. And so we basically have a product now that most people don't know their bodies do not know how to deal with and handle. Add on that the genetically modified aspect, which is coming out more apparent now. And you're basically looking at a whole slew of different symptoms and conditions that people are really struggling with. And there's correlations. There's, causality is one thing to say this causes this. It's hard to say that, but there's correlations. I mean, they're related. Energy levels, attention span, depression can all be linked in some way to our body's inflammatory response to certain foods, including soy and wheat and dairy. So it's a big issue.
Absolutely. In fact, in the therapy work that I do with kids under 15, a lot of them struggling with ADHD, just changing the diet has supported in bringing a balance to their system. This kind of wheat is not legal in the rest of the world. Europe will not allow genetically modified wheat, which is why my parents bring their bread from Spain when they visit here, as you know.
And they brought a Flintstone loaf, and it was awesome, because I took a bread. It was so good. It was great. They had to ship it in a cargo box. I was awesome.
And it kind of sucks that you can't have wheat because there's so many, your sandwich, your basics, and it's what fills us up. It's what usually we have cravings for, a nice piece of bread with your meal or so forth. So fortunately, there are many options now that we can get, like quinoa flour or, oat flour. But you got to, even that, choose carefully.
Okay, so you're saying quinoa flour, you're saying oat flour, so they're not
coconut flour.
They're not genetically modified?
Well, that's what you'd have to do your homework in. I mean,
I didn't know how to go to school, in the research before I went to go to the store, because, you think you go to the store, and if they're going to put it out there, because I would always think that, they got to own some responsibility. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's always just how I look at it. And I mean, why do you want to, hurt me? Mm-hmm. You follow what I mean? So, and I noticed in the grocery store how everything was going to wheat. Yes. Now you made it worse. And I mean, this is an idiot me buying the wheat pasta. So I'm cutting it down now, and I'm buying wheat everything. So I had to roll in the trash can when I thought I had schizophrenia, because that was the other Erica. Okay, I don't know. I think her name was Annie. So Annie ripped in, the trash can and started throwing everything that was wheat. And then it was sad because that the Boy Scouts right now are collecting food. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'll just give it to them. Now I can't do that because you can't hurt the little boys. Right. Honestly.
Guilty.
I feel all guilty. I did. I kind of put it in a box, and I had to go get it at 2 o'clock in the morning, grab the box, and then throw it in the trash. It's like these eggs that I have. I have 7 chickens, right? So I get these eggs, and then I give, co-host Andrea, Dr. Andrea, of course, my doctor, my friend, I'm like, would you like some eggs? And she goes, yes. So I get the eggs. So then a day goes by, and she goes, what kind of food do you use? I'm like, chicken food. Okay, so I did. I swear to God. So I had to go. I had to go get the bag out of the trash, and then I had to take a picture because it just gave the address. So she's like, and I hate when she does that. That's just like, with the little smiley, lean face, that you make with the little thing. And I'm like, what? Backslash. Okay, so hashtag. Okay, so then I look at it, and then I look at her, and I can't look at her because it's on the phone. I wasn't looking at her. I was reading, face. No, I didn't do the FaceTime because I don't look good in FaceTime. So I'm sitting there, and she says, this is antibiotics. And she goes, well, I wanted to give my friends, and they have a 2-year-old child. And I'm like, oh, now I feel I'm a mom, right? Like I'm poisoning this 2-year-old child, and we've been eating these eggs forever. So then, so I had the organic food brought in, all right? And now I get 1 egg a day. All right, so that's it. No, I know why you have to.
That's a really good egg.
It's an amazing. It's 2 colors. Okay, it's like an Easter egg. Okay, so I have this egg, and I'm looking at it one a day, and I'm trying to identify the chicken. That's the only one that wants to metabolize the good food. Okay, and then I now each egg is about $19 a piece, and that's fine. Okay, so now I have to go to the store and buy eggs. Okay, because I have the 7 chickens. So. Namita, help me.
Yeah, well...
Please help her.
I want to give him my wheat.
You need more than just one person to help her.
No.
The whole panel.
That was studio absolutely amazing. Yes.
Go to the jury for that.
Go.
Well, that's why they even say when you say organic vegetables, is the seed organic? Because even the seeds, unfortunately, now are tinkered with. So when I was traveling, I remember looking at the different seeds just to see where has this whole Monsanto phenomena expanded to, the tinkering of it. And in fact, you can see in the organic seed packet a little symbol in the bottom of a skull saying it's molecularly modified.
Seriously, a skull?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Huh. I'll bring you the packet for you to see.
Yeah.
So... how do we know if it's organic or not?
That's not appropriate.
You have to go to the roots.
Who looks at the... All right, I'll be honest with you. With all these... maybe you do. I'm not even going to ask Connie. She's going to say, well, I read everything, okay? And I'm sure Namita, you... Because I'm the only person in the room. Dr. D, get on the horn. Do you read the back of the packages?
No.
When you grab that Snicker, do you read what's on that wrapper? No? No.
Why would I read the back of the Snickers pack? I know what's in it.
Oh, do you?
Peanuts, caramel, and chocolate.
No,
chocolate goodness.
No.
Chocolate goodness.
No. I know that there are elements in some of the foods that I eat that are not good for me. I don't need to read the package.
Okay.
If I go to McDonald's, I know. Right. I don't need to read the nutritional information. I already know that some of these foods are not good for me.
Right.
That doesn't mean that I don't eat them, because we all have those cravings, and some of those cravings are driven by those foods. It's the sugars and the salts and those different things and those cravings. It used to be that when you had a craving, and we're talking maybe 80 or 100 years ago before we had all the processed foods, the craving was telling you to eat these things because your body needed those nutrients. Yeah. Not anymore.
Remember those days where you crave for a Coca-Cola instead of a glass of water when you're really thirsty?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep. Well, after eating Namita's food now for 3 weeks in a row, I crave okra.
Okra's good.
It is good. It's that bittersweet kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
So, Connie, I want to talk to.
I'm wondering if she made Oprah okra.
I don't even know if she got to try the food. She was very busy.
I bet.
Rightly so.
I'm sure she did.
It was fabulous.
Oprah busy, really?
Yeah. No, awesome.
I'm sorry.
Fantastic. Coach Dane.
Well, I was two-part question for Mitch and Connie, whoever wants to attack the mic first. With this new healthy style you got, Mitch, have you noticed the difference? Obviously, physically you have, but more like focus level and attitude and emotional stuff. Have you noticed the difference with eating so differently?
Yeah, not only physical, but I'm not as tired as I was before I ate. Not as good.
And have you noticed, Mom? Have you noticed a difference in him?
Definitely. I see a huge difference with Mitch, and this kid is so busy. He's he was playing 2 sports at one time, and He was training at P3. He's just a busy kid.
Hey, you know what we're gonna do? I love he's a gorgeous kid too. If you know me, just engaging in his looks. Okay, he's what a cutie patootie. But listen, what we're gonna do is take a little break right now. We have one more segment left. Don't go anywhere. This is Erica Salda, the Queen of Teen. We'll be back with more after these messages.
You're the best around.